Good morning, everybody. Wake up.
Wake up, wake up.
In Provincetown. This week featuring
Wake up, wake up.
Can I have some coffee?
Wake up, wake up.
Make it strong, please. Hey. Ho. Hey.
Wake up, wake up.
Ho. No, really, can I have some coffee?
Wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up.
Hey everybody, welcome. We're going back into a time machine. Now, sorry about that opening thing. We do have a great show for you today. I have my co-host Brent.
Whatever you want to call me.
Oh.
I know. I'm sorry. We didn't plan me coming like this. I know. But
Oh.
when duty calls, because my tour starts today and I have a tour, and so
Oh, I love that for you.
Just- yeah.
All right, well, Lucinda Liphall
Here
and
it
the
is.
co-host teach this week.
makeup is by Five Below. Wig is by a guy named Marcus, who I debuted this yesterday on my Instagram, and the wig maker was like, "Girl, what did you do to it?" And I sprayed super glue on it, so because I'm out in the elements, so it's a little spidery, but
as it gets, yeah, it does look a little spidery.
but it won't move.
Well, that's good. It's like your face.
Yeah.
It won't move.
Well, I mean, we need to work on the face part.
On the face. Before we start, let's tell you who is on the show today. We have Agnes Mittermayr of the Center for Coastal Studies. We have Traci Stieber, who's here about Lesbian Visibility Week. And we have historian Lisa King and Regina Binder, who are going to be on the show to talk about this new history project that they are getting started. And we have some artists from the Commons that I did a little video with. And let's talk about our artist of the week, who is Andrea Sawyer. This piece is called Watercolors. Get the pun because that's in oil. But she has her show opening tonight at Tin Pan Alley, reception 5 to 7. Also, Andrea is 76 years old.
Wow.
She's been painting forever, and she's opening her first gallery. And it's going to be up at across from Cyril and Sal's, Poor Richard's Landing, that little tiny gallery.
Oh, nice.
That's her.
Yeah.
Yes, she'll be opening up
That's
this
awesome.
season.
The colors are, I love the
Yeah,
colors.
it's
Really
fantastic.
pretty.
So go see her tonight at Tin Pan or see her when a new gallery, Red Cad something opens.
Red Cad.
Red Cad.
Does Cad mean something?
Cadmium red. I think it's a color.
It's a type of,
It's
yeah.
a type of.
My bronzer is, get this, Sunset Striptease, which I saw that and I put it on my mirror this morning.
Sunset Striptease. The
Sunset
bronze?
Striptease right under the cheeks, baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But speaking of products, I almost died last night.
How?
Because I was at the point of my winter where I was like, not wearing deodorant, like, okay, I'm still alive, great. So then I bought new deodorant yesterday and I tried to go natural, the healthy stuff with no aluminum, no parabens. And I put it on and I got the worst headache. I got a nosebleed. I just got stomach cramps.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, yeah, this deodorant is working because my brain is shutting down and I can't smell anything.
Oh, that's it's a cover for you, not for anybody else.
It's just
No,
like,
you smell fresh.
whoa, well.
You are fresh. Let's say that.
I didn't put any on before the show.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see.
See what happens.
I have a boyfriend who has a very poor sense of smell, so I get away with a lot.
Oh my.
Um.
Just like Bill Belichick.
Oh my God. Okay. So you guys, I'm not relationship shaming at
No.
all.
Not at all.
But there was a picture in the New York Times this week, and it made me laugh because the caption is so shady. So Bill Belichick, former coach of some football team, who's 70-something years old, his girlfriend, who I believe is a local young lady. She went to Austin High School,
Oh wow.
and she is in her 20s. So there's a large age gap in the relationship, but the New York Times photo caption says Bill Belichick and his girlfriend, who has a hand in his businesses. And that was the caption.
We all aspire. I mean, I saw the caption and I was like, good for her.
Good for her. She got a
And-
hand in his business, if you know what I mean.
You know that man is wound. Like, I mean, the things that they must know about each other.
What's
Man,
really
powerful.
Well, and also, no, I think what this sort of and it was kind of shady. She actually, like, she's included in group emails.
Mhm.
Like, he's like, she must be copied on all the
I love
emails.
it. I love it.
And because I think he's now coaching for a college team. And she also
Is he not in professional or in NFL anymore?
he's not in the NFL. He's in a big college team.
Oh, I didn't know that.
This is how much I know.
I wouldn't
for it.
date him. Gone down to
You've
college.
gone down-
Nah.
Anyway, but they're like, no, you will copy her. And she's like, oh, off, because his son is also coach. He has two sons that were players, that are also coaches. And she's like, they will never be in photos together because the son needs to make his own way.
Because she's gonna fuck the son instead. She's
Building
building him.
when she's
Sad,
she's got
your turn.
she's got the long game going. And let me just say, Bill Belichick has paid a lot of money for scotch that is older than his current girlfriend. That's all I'm going to say.
Mark,
about that.
I have no problems with, age gaps. If you were rich, I would date you.
Oh, okay. Well, great. I am definitely not rich. And speaking of not being rich, y'all, the sponsorship pitch is coming for you.
Ooh.
So if we are 5 years, our 5-year anniversary is in June, which
Okay.
is when our new season starts. And we are looking for sponsors to help us continue the show. Many people do get paid. Our tech people do get paid. Sam and Ethan. I haven't been paid in over a year. The Harrison and Bob have never been paid. And
Really? Wow.
Yeah, no. And if we were all to get paid, it's $500 a week for us to produce a live weekly show.
If everyone's
featuring-
getting paid.
If everyone's getting paid.
How much do I get?
TBD. But anyway, we are going to be asking if you have a business, if you are just have a little bit of money, maybe one less dinner out at a restaurant, and if you can kick it to us, I'm going to be that queen that's going to ask you anytime I see you. So hide your wallet because we're coming for it. No, but we're going to go around with our ad pitch.
Sometimes if you ask for money, people will give it to you. I'm still trying to come to the fruition of that, but it does happen sometimes.
Yeah, and so if you want to support us, you can reach out to Wake Up in Provincetown at Gmail, but we will be stopping by. Speaking of businesses, these Portuguese Bakery opened today. Congratulations to our friends over there. Victor's open this week. Front Street open. Varelli's, which I've never eaten at, but everyone tells me it's delicious.
It is.
This is Sam says it is. And the Red Inn opens on Thursday. So spring is here. Things are popping.
And now you go right into the measles story. Right?
Speaking of gathering in places, let's go right into the measles. So you got it. I talked about this before. Like the minute I heard about these measles outbreaks, the minute I heard someone got on an Amtrak train who had measles.
But did they know though?
I think, did they know?
Just
Perhaps not. But if you're not vaccinated,
Were they unvaccinated for measles?
probably. It is a
We
cute
don't
word,
know.
though, right? I get the measles.
Well, yeah, it's like bringing back the fun. But like, I know someone who I assume is vaccinated who got measles and went through the whole like stayed in their room and the whole thing. So sometimes people get it even if they are vaccinated.
Right. But yes.
But
True.
in terms of the
It is-
actual national shit that's going down, we
True.
need to make sure that we are vaccinated for measles.
Yes, and there is a gray area of people roughly around my age. I was talking with Traci Stieber. There are people young. Look, I'm pushing 60, so there's this gap of people that got a single vaccine and it wasn't very good back in the day, and then people that got a double vaccine or they were. So there are conditions in which you might want to ask your doctor your status of who the hell has your measles record? Do you have your vaccination record?
Every time I go to the doctor, they open up that fucking computer and they're like, "This is your record, and do you still take this pill?" And I was like, "No." They're like, "It says you're allergic." I'm like, "No, I'm not allergic. I just took too many of them once. That doesn't mean I'm allergic, and it doesn't mean I want to be told about it. So I don't like the computers involved in my healthcare." But I'm not Republican.
No, you want the old timey.
Let's just talk about it naturally. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't. So if you don't know your vaccination record, you have an opportunity to actually speak to your doctor, or also there is a clinic going on at the library on the 23rd from 1 to 3, the public library, which is more than just books at our public library, y'all.
Stabbing people in the shelves
Yeah.
there.
You can sign up at capecod.gov/measles, because they want people to pre-register to get
But
the
what
shots.
if you don't have a library card? Can you still go?
Yes, you can, but you
Fun.
should have a library card.
You should.
Get a clamps card. You can get videos. You can download movies online.
Yeah.
Like, and also, honey, they're going to be cutting the funding, so support your library,
Yeah.
please.
Speaking of the state of our nation, tomorrow is the 250th anniversary of the start of the American Revolution.
The
So,
experiment,
I know we're not like all excited about it, but it is a moment, you know,
Yeah.
250 years ago. And now we want a king again, I guess. I don't know.
It's like going
little
back.
weird.
Like I said, we're going back in our time machine to the good old days with measles.
It's just it's so interesting to see like to think of 250 years ago, there were these people that probably didn't agree on everything, but they had enough commonality to literally take up guns and fight. And now there's such a lack of commonality that it's like caving in back to what we remember the American Revolution as fighting against, which is like a king, which is not really what the American Revolution was about, but we won't go too deep. I'm just saying that's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. So there is not a commonality, but there's certainly a lot of guns.
Yeah.
And then our
But Katy Perry went to space on Monday.
thank God, with her eyelash extensions
Oh.
and just in support of her album. I love that they're using space as an
As
advertising.
an advertising. Yeah. I'm not that desperate yet. I will never go to space just for
Because you won't spend the
attention.
money because you're too cheap.
Did she have to pay for it?
Of course.
No, I thought. Well, I don't know. I don't know her story.
Did she have to pay?
Isn't it Jeff Bezos' company and like? It was
Yeah,
a
but they're space tourists. Money was exchanged.
Whoa.
He wasn't sending them.
But I also love that they were like, this is the first all-woman space team for the last 50 years, and it's like Katy Perry. Like I read it and I was like, Katy Perry is an astronaut. Like
No,
I
she's
love-
not. They didn't go to space. They went to the
Well, they did.
Kepler zone. No, it's like a very specific thing. It's like, remember they used to call it the vomit comet. There was a training plane that would go up and fly down in these
Vomit
arcs. And when you get to the high part of the arc, for like 4 seconds, you're weightless. This is
Interesting.
how they would train astronauts.
Oh.
So where they're going in on these 10-minute, they were in that thing for 10 minutes.
Mhm.
When they go up, they go just at that part of space where you get weightless. You
Interesting.
just, so it's like, woo, oh, you know, it's like on a roller coaster. You
Yeah.
go up and you're, whoa, and then you're down.
It's like Ozempic.
It's just like,
I don't have anything against, you know, any of them, but it's just interesting to think about. And speaking of space, you should all go to Mackenzie's 420 Honey show this weekend. I had the privilege of seeing some of the visuals that they've constructed, and they have really created this amazing experience. I mean, especially I imagine if you smoke weed, like a lot of the stuff that they built will be groundbreaking.
Are you in the show, or you just want to?
I was, but
Okay.
you know, one of the great things about Mackenzie is that she really does like want to share the space that she has with the
Yeah.
people that she can, and sometimes, you know, there's just not space for really, you know, everyone, and that was me, and
Okay.
I noticed it, and I was like, you know what, this is great, and it's all good. The cast is amazing, and I think you should really go.
I'm absolutely going, but you know, I think it says a lot about maturity, which is not something I would use with you a lot. No. To recognize. Oh, you know what? I don't know that I fit into this thing, and rather than
Yeah.
shoehorn me in, because you have a very
It was
particular.
so nice of her, but you're right.
You have a very particular point of view. You have a very particular sensibility, and you know what
Yeah.
else? I'm gonna say Dina Martina.
Mhm.
Also, I'm not. I don't do this out of character. I don't do this. I don't do this. I don't do this.
Mhm.
And I think you're very similar. And you're like, I have parameters. I don't do
Yeah,
this
yeah,
in
yeah.
front of children. I don't do this and I admire someone who has their boundaries or whatever. And I've always said that to you. You know
It
that.
was kind of like, you know, like I do a specific thing, and I could do other things too, but like my job is to make people laugh, and there wasn't space to like get that to work.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I was kind of like, you know what, like this person that I'm working with has this down. They can do this. And I'm not saying I did it in a mature way, but I did just leave. And then, you know, that led to conversation, and it was fine. Like it's totally fine.
Okay.
And
Well,
everyone should go.
yes, 100%.
Yes.
And also, if you're in the mood for some ridiculousness, so and I was assured that I have a giant head.
Oh yes, I want to see that too.
Yeah. So the Not Your Grandma's Easter Brunch at the Crown this weekend. I will be playing the Easter
I'm
Bunny.
gonna go with that.
And I am going over for my rehearsal today after this, so that will be fun for us.
You have important housing
Well,
things to talk about, don't you?
Actually, so this week's Independent is chock full of good news. Yay! So they broke ground on the Clover Leaf after a decade of being fought against, and et cetera, et cetera. It's going to provide a lot of housing for a lot of people just over the border. 43 units at the Cloverleaf.
Just
finally.
over the border.
So
who's saying what? People are mad? What?
No, I think that the ship has sailed on people being bad. Of course, people are mad. People are always mad. Oh my
I know.
God, the rural character is
Right.
being destroyed.
Well, it's like all the rich people are like, I don't want people here. And it's like, you're literally pushing the poor people up on the highway and giving them a room on the highway. Like, you're not giving them that much. Like, just let them have it.
Exactly.
You know?
And also, you live in the middle of a national park. It's always going to be rural.
Yeah.
People-
That is
Anyway,
true.
it's that is crazy to me. But down in Wellfleet, there's 46 units going up down in Wellfleet on Lawrence Road. But on the Morris's, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, campgrounds in Wellfleet used to have like 400 to 500 in the season people there. Now they have a planned development of that site that is about 300 and something people, and people are like, oh my God, they're building a mega city. It's like, there's actually fewer residents that are going to be there.
Well, the reality that we also need to remember is that population is going up. And so really everything has to kind of change. And I do know some about how these meetings go, and people are putting their thoughts into it. They're trying to do it in a way that is respectful to the area.
Of course. So, population's going up, but not in the schools.
Also, like these people, like, have you ever just driven through Wellfleet for fun? They've got all this land around their house. Like they're not going to be bothered by.
One thing I did learn, which is an important point to make, because a lot of zoning on Cape Cod exists because septic systems have to have a certain square footage.
Okay.
And we don't, and so in places
we don't
where
want the poo-poo in our water.
Well, in the places where they're in leach fields, et cetera. So in places where they do not have central sewers, they have to have only so much acreage per house lot. So that is so in Wellfleet particularly, that is something that is in place because they don't have a central sewer, which they are installing. So it's going to allow these developments, concentrated developments, to happen. Because the schools, there's like 6 kids in a class in the school down there. That's not sustainable, and it's not sustainable for the people who are in their 60s and up who can't go to the doctor. We talk about this all the time, but it's crazy. It's
sewage.
We talk about sewage all the time. Anyway, and Churro at the town meeting is going to vote on an overlay district for another development. And if you don't know what an overlay district is, it is not plans, it's not shovels going in the ground. It is strictly to give the town guidance of what will be allowed in certain aspects of this area at the Walsh property, which they want to develop. We just put a new overlay district with zoning rules for the Champaigner corridor that said anything going in the future needs to look like this: parking in the back, commercial on the ground floor, residential above. So these are just rules that need to be updated every once in a while. And finally, everyone is updating their rules, and that's what we're voting on.
I can't wait until we just get rid of HOAs. I mean, there are companies in this town that have so much fucking money that they could I think we should tax HOAs to provide housing for people.
You have an HOA.
I have an HOA going on. $2,000 for a pool. Sorry, we won't talk about it. Once we start talking about housing, I'm like, maybe I can live there.
You can live in this little beach house.
Yeah, or just, in Churro or whatever.
Oh, yeah, good luck.
Escaping my HOA.
All right, just one last thing. I did not know about this. So in St. Mary's on the harbor, there is all of this amazing art that's been painted by local artists.
Pretty.
So like religious iconography. Ooh.
Iconography.
Nailed it. Okay. But like above the little, whatever this is, where they baptize people. Ooh. But like this is fishermen and this is artists. Like this is incredible.
Are they fighting?
Yes, they're fighting. They're fighting.
Looks like
they're fighting over God. No, but
I
always learn from the Provincetown Independent. Support your local news popper.
They're very thorough. It's very good.
I'm very thorough.
All right, what else do we have here? Oh, there's a whale with trash in its mouth.
Oh.
They're trying to help the Coastal Center for Studies. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Well, Agnes is going to be on in a little bit.
Oh, great.
We'll
Let's talk to Agnes. Listen, I need to ask Agnes because my mouth has gotten into a lot of entanglements over the years, but a nonprofit has never come to help my problems from that.
Yeah.
But they're helping this whale. Hello.
Did you go to Outer Cape Health to get the treatment for the thing that was wrong with your mouth? Because that is a nonprofit.
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
saying.
I think I don't know, but well.
Yes.
Every time I go to Outer Cape, there's another problem.
There's another problem.
More entanglement. You go to the desk and you announce your problems, and everyone's like watching you. And
Well, you don't have to
need
go.
a
Hi,
privacy.
I'm here for my STD.
No, you do, because they're like, I can't hear you. I'm like, well, maybe they did. Like,
You know what? It's a small town, y'all.
It is a
It's
small town.
Everyone knows everyone's business.
everyone already knows, yeah, what I'm
Exactly.
carrying when I walk in.
Exactly. There was I attended the Thirsty benefit
Mm-hmm.
that was at the Bradford that Matt Liza Lott put together, and it's so incredible. He asked me to stage manage, and then I ended up pulling raffle tickets and announcing raffle tickets. But it was so great to see a room full of people supporting Thirsty, who is going through a health issue right now and will be performing this summer, but you know, if you're a performer, she's not working at the Stop and Shop, you know, and shouldn't have to. Artists should be able to support themselves, but you know, health issues cost money, et cetera, et cetera. So the town really came out. Thank you to the Bradford and
we really should talk
everyone
as
who
well
volunteered.
about, like, you know, the health issues that an artist has to go through when they do have to work at the Stop and Shop. You know, like, you want a health issue, employ me at Stop and Shop.
Well, that would be a health issue for us.
For you too, yeah.
You think she's cleaning the bologna slicer? Hell no. Oops. I also, Jake Critchley had his Matafield Grace Gouveia thing that happened this week,
that.
which was lovely. It was very Grace. Jay he's a kook, but we love kooks, and it just has this conceptual art mind that, and he's been doing it forever. So I was very honored to be asked to be part of it. It was a lovely turnout. And it was just a cool thing. There was dancers. There was
On the Pilgrim Monument, like hanging off the gargoyles.
No, that would be incredible. But no, they had a spinning ring, so they were on this side. So she was on this ring going around in circles with the harbor
On the
behind
top.
her.
The
No,
top.
on the back of these. It would be great. But we do look the new
Like-
Courtney and the new staff running the Pilgrim Monument.
They
like,
might do it.
I like rappelling down the monuments.
We
Like
need to get Courtney, because what I liked about the event is that they let you go up for free.
Yeah.
And I think people who have an address here should be able to go up for free.
you know, there are memberships, and I'm not sure how it works. But I'm not sure how it works, and whether like you get like one thing a year to go up. Yeah, because if you didn't pay every time, you would bring your visitors up there.
Maybe once a year or something. But I thought that was cool. And in fact, when I went up there, an artist in town who's been in town for decades was up there, and she was like, "This is my first time up here," and I was amazed. But it really is a great thing for people to do, because you can remember that we're in this geographically very unique space, and like if you live in town, sometimes you need a break, and as you walk up the stairs, you can think about your life, and then it's cool.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, and if you haven't, and they're opening it up, there's going to be music up there on Wednesdays. There's a lot of stuff going up at the monument this year, that's all that.
Okay.
Check my list. You have something else?
Let me
to say?
check my
Don't
list.
push the desk over.
I know. Oh yeah. I mean, well, I have a date tonight. I'm really excited.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they excited as well?
I don't know. It's in Hyannis, so.
It's in your Anna.
Listen, well, but town is like filled with men like jacking up houses. I have been ready for a date for a while, so they can have whatever they want if they're listening or watching. We don't even have to go to dinner. It's fine.
Just right in the back of the parking lot.
No, we could get a hotel.
You think because you don't want to be in his basement at mom's? It's not
I'm
about
going
me.
too far into the details, but just hold some mystery for it.
Oh yes, you are a woman. You are a woman of
That was
mystery.
really. I just wanted to announce to everyone that I have a date, and that's pretty much it. Deodorant.
Check them off so that we know.
I was going to, but then that would make me seem too planned.
Oh yeah.
So I'm ready for our guests or videos or
we're
whatever.
we're
We're not ready yet.
Yeah,
What
no.
time is it?
We're almost right there. Yeah, we're right there. So just one last thing. I'm gonna say this. I was called, and I secretly love this.
I totally agree. You sent it to me.
I was called by somebody, and they call me Scoldilocks.
I mean, we could play back the times I've been scolded since sitting down, but I love it.
No, but I love it, which is really funny. But here's the thing: Goldilocks is brilliant, and I was mad, but I was like, oh, that's so good, I'm keeping it.
Which porridge do you choose?
Yeah, just Y'all, it's often people that like when they know they've done something wrong, and you're like, and you're being like, so you did it, and they're like, don't scold me. I was like, I wouldn't have to scold you if you didn't do the thing you know was
Well,
wrong.
but the thing is, they know they did it wrong, so it's like they probably don't have to be scolded. Like that's me. Like I'm like, I know.
I had an interaction with someone else yesterday, but no, because I was pointedly called this when I was saying to someone, I thought you were going to do this, and they're like, oh, I didn't realize you directly asked me to do that. I'm like, perhaps I was being scolding. That was not my intention. My intention was to see how we can all move this forward.
Yeah.
So thank you to the person who called me Scoldilocks. I wasn't wrong in anything I said, but it did give me a little insight into how I come
People
across.
receive you. And I think everyone's different. Like I love your energy. Everyone has different energy. So for someone, you might be Scoldilocks. For someone in our interactions, I laugh when I get scolded by you most of the time. So it's everyone's different, and we need to be aware of like everyone's energy. And I think it's a nice reminder of like, oh yeah, so maybe some people don't want that, or
yes, no, I am trying to be like a little bit more, as we said before, like everyone goes through the world differently,
right.
And
well, for me, like my creative outlet when I do my comedy, it is me being Scoldilocks to the town, you know? So I have that outlet, but for people who don't have that outlet, you know, I try and be calm in general, but like I get angry about shit.
Oh, I know it. I love it. And when your tour start today?
Tour starts today, and also the reason why I am dressed like this, because I could have waited because the tour's at 3. I am sponsored.
Like she gets to drag at 8 at 6 a.m.
Today I was like, shit, I'm gonna be late, but like I am the brand ambassador for Ocean 193, so I have been hired to. Part of that is me standing in the street before my tour for their lunch shift. It's not barking, it's brand ambassading, and it's really just me. They hired me to joke with people in front of the restaurant. So I can mention the restaurant if I want to, which I will, but like I hired to do what it is I do. So I'm really appreciative of them, and their menu is, I don't know.
No, the food's really good.
Really.
Yeah, and you're sitting on the water. It's lovely, and so good for them. So that's Frank. Frank's still there.
Frank is you know, spearheading that, and it's also where I'm going to end the tour, and it's a historically significant space, which you probably all know, but you got to take the tour to hear Lucinda's opinion on that.
Is it Lucinda?
It will be Lucinda. Okay. Which is why I, you know, glue sprayed the wig, because it's out.
So you're going to be out there in the elements.
Bugs, rain.
It's probably rain-proof, right?
Oh, I hope, but it's very flammable. It really is.
Well, you know what? When we go back to allowing smoking everywhere, because we're just killing all the rules. Any rule that's been enacted in the last 20 years.
Well, with the economy the way it is, if you smoke, you can still take my tour. Like, I'll take you.
Right. And also, if you can smoke, you can afford your tour. Because God knows, they're probably like $20 a pack. Anyway,
oh, I don't know.
We're going to move on. We are going to go with the roundup with Sam. Take it away, Sam.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Wake Up Weekly Roundup with me, Sam Sewell, for the week of April 18th through April 24th. Diving right in, now playing at the Water's Edge Cinema, 1-to-1, John and Yoko. Some pretty good documentary stuff, and The Wedding Banquet, which I hear is a really, really great and funny movie. So go check them out at Water's Edge Cinema. Then on Saturday, we are getting ready. It is the big weekend after all, because Easter Brunch Pageant is happening over at the Crown, along with 420 Henny Space Cakes. Go and get your tickets only at thecrown.com. These are surely going to sell out. They are two really great shows. And on Sunday, the High Holy Easter, but emphasis on the high day, it is Jokes and Tokes over at the Crown and Anchor at 5 p.m. Go ahead, get those tickets only at thecrown.com. It is a jam-packed weekend along with this next week. So without any further ado, next week brings you Lesbian Visibility Week. Visibility overcomes erasure. You can always check out the full lineup of events happening at lvwptown.com. But we will be bringing you a Patriots Day protest happening at Town Hall at noon on Monday, along with the We Are Family second year potluck over at the Summer of Sass House from 6 to 8 p.m. And on Tuesday, Planet P-Town will be kicking off over at the Water's Edge Cinema with Women and the Wind playing at 7:30. Also at 7:30 over at the Shipwreck Lounge, You can make new friends but keep the old with the Girl Scout reunion brought to you by the Lesbian Visibility Week. And I will also be doing an LVW takeover edition for figure drawing over at the Gifford House and at 7:30. Wednesday brings you the Vagina Monologues happening at the Commons at 7 p.m. You're going to want to get there early to get your seats. This one's going to be good. Thank you, B-Plot Reading Series, for this collaboration. And on Thursday, the Lesbian Bar Project brings you Flinta over at the Gifford House at 7 p.m. Something tells me you're also going to get seats early. Thank you, Provincetown Business Guild and Babes and Boys. Upcoming, we have more Lesbian Visibility Week coming at you. And again, you can go to lvwptown.com to get that info. You can also go to onlyatthecrown.com to sign up to be a contestant, because Star-Crossed will be happening next weekend, along with Les Dance, April 25th, with DJ KT at the Underground at 10 p.m. And on April 26th, I will be bringing you Dapper Dan Dance Dressed to Impress. Wear a mustache. It'll be great. Over at the Underground at 10 p.m. And as always, if you'd like to have something featured on the Wake Up Roundup, please email me at wakeuproundup@gmail.com. I hope you all have a great week. I will see you out there.
Thank you, Sam, with the roundup. Now, please welcome Agnes Mittermayr and Katie Castano from the Center for Coastal Studies. You have a big conference coming up.
Yes, next week. So from Thursday to Saturday, there'll be about 140 scientists in town.
Ooh,
Nerd alert!
get the beakers out. My pet. Right?
We're meeting to talk about coastal research from all over New England.
Cool.
Yeah.
And where is it happening?
So it's happening at the Provincetown Inn. There'll be parties at night. You're more than welcome. We're meeting at the Gifford House Friday at 7. There'll be dancing.
Is there a theme to the event? Like, are they coming here to talk about a specific thing, or?
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Right?
Broadly estuaries, so
Ooh,
coasts,
estuary.
rivers, marshes.
That's a really pretty word. What's the root of that word? Like my new fragrance.
Low tide.
Muddy.
That's usually my general.
Yeah.
So, and part of this conference is open to the public.
That's right. Yes.
Because we
Yes.
want to educate the people
Right,
about
right.
what's going on in the world of science as they pull the funding from the world of science.
That's right.
Um,
We did want to mention the Stuck
yeah.
Boot Award. So we have a Stuck Boot Award for scientists who want to come but can't come because of, things happening.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a silent auction. If anybody has anything at home, $20 or more, drop it off at the center and we'll auction it off and help scientists attend the conference.
You can do my tour. You can auction my tour.
Wonderful.
Ooh,
That would be
perfect.
fantastic.
Stuck
Thank
boot, a
you.
reference to like when you're out in the marshes,
Yes,
because that
that's
happened. I was a tourist at the time, and the guy I was dating, we were stuck out in the marshes, and the buses would go by and laugh at us.
It's really that feeling when the tide starts to come in and you're in
Yeah.
there and you're like, well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
here we are.
Ooh.
Here we are. Am I getting out? Am I leaving the boots behind? In the black mayonnaise.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Agnes and her black mayonnaise.
What's that?
That's the sludge in Wellfleet Harbor.
Are you the worm lady?
I have the
I remember
worm
you from
lady.
last year. You did that worm presentation.
Yes,
I love
yes,
that.
that was me. Yeah,
So it's also Right Whale Day coming up on the 24th.
that's right.
Lots of programming up at the
Yes.
Center for Coastal Studies on that day.
Mhm.
Yeah, there'll be whale walks along the beaches. There'll be presentations. Yeah, Thursdays today.
They're showing a film.
that's right. Last of the Right Whales will be at Whalers Wharf on Thursday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot coming. So
That's okay.
I've always been a big supporter of Center for Coastal Studies and the activities and things. This is a major science center in this town that is studying everything going around in this area, from the whales to the coastlines to the worms in the muck, and it's and they're cool. And how much of your staff is women? And I mean, like 90%.
There's a lot of us.
There's a
yeah.
lot, which I think is really,
Yeah.
really fantastic.
I want my Barbara Walters moment. I have a question. So science is under attack in many different ways
Right.
right now. If you were to choose something not sea level rise, which we all know is happening, But like, other than that, what is like the biggest, coastal issue that we are approaching at this time? If it's not sea level rise.
If it's
I know that's like a big, I don't know, there's a lot to choose from probably.
I would say development along the coast.
Okay.
People not paying attention to where they put their docks and piers and that. But
The worms.
Katie might.
I would second that. I mean, I think we see that a lot where, houses are right on the edge. I mean, part of that is from sea level rise, right? But coastal erosion, and we see houses and other infrastructure that are constantly kind of falling into the ocean, and that becomes a big issue. And I think ultimately the decision will be, what are we going to do in the future, right? If we have all these houses that are right on the edge, we have all these places where people are living. And then that brings into the conversation of, can we retreat? How do we do that? How do we make a smart choice for the future, knowing the future that we're going to have, given our understanding of the climate?
And there's a push pull, or there's a big dichotomy when you're like, okay, so, and I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, but like putting a giant hotel where the all reliable space is, and that hotel, because of projected sea level rise, has to be jacked up very high, but it's in a velocity zone. So allowing development in a velocity zone, which means hurricane, storm, et cetera, like, is that wise? Are you putting people at risk? Is it in 10 years, you're gonna be like, oh, we need some money to put up some XYZ because this is in a velocity zone.
Also like the extreme waste of resources that would be. We're building a massive hotel here.
Which we need. We lose hotel rooms every year. Every year we lose hotel rooms.
Question, like, how are we using limited resources the world has?
Yes. It all ties together with
That's right.
development and issues. But don't build a $14 million home on the edge of a sand cliff because it has a good view, and then complain that it's falling into the sea. At least that got torn down.
Right,
It didn't fall in.
I will live there for the 2 months that it stands. Just so you know, if you are doing that, you can invite me over. I will house watch.
You get to sit at Pat DeGroote's house.
Who?
Never mind. So the Mears, it's Mears, right?
Nears.
Nears.
New England.
New-
New England Estuarine Research Society.
Oh,
Yeah. Back in the 40s, they were the Brackish Boys.
we have to change that.
Yeah, the Brackish Boys is kind of cool.
I mean, that's
Oh,
good for something else, maybe not for science.
because it's not voice anymore because of
That's right.
the Center for Coastal Studies. Is there any other, and throughout the year, are you still looking for volunteers to like count things?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll come up in the fall. I'll be looking for volunteers to come to the lab and help me look at worms.
It's really cool. You like you divvy them up in the test tubes and you're
That's
looking
right,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah, this is it's kind of a cool way to like.
Yeah, it's very zen.
It's very zen.
Yeah.
It's not me, but no, you just like sit there and it's like,
You did it?
yeah, I did that a couple times. Like Katie
Are
Ledoux,
they
she's like,
Oh, that would be so fun to do that with you.
yeah, it's just fun.
Are
No,
they
you put it on a
microscopic
little.
or are they
I'm sorry?
the worms? Are they microscopic or?
Yeah,
some of them are
we go down to like 1 millimeter.
Oh,
which
okay.
is- Yeah.
been
very
there?
small.
So.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
So check out the Center for Coastal Studies. It's coastalstudies.org.
That's right.
Check out the website for the list of activities. Do everything on Right Whale Day. Go to the conference. Attend all of the things at the conference.
Do it all.
Yeah, if you have an interest in science, check it out. And please, if you have a love for science, or you have a love for the sea and the whales and the animals, etc., please consider making a donation with your dollars to Center for Coastal Studies to support the work that these folks do.
And also just go for a swim.
Yeah.
Yes, today, go for a swim. Okay, so I had, if you don't know what the Commons does, one of the many things it does, it's a showcase for artists on all levels who aren't in a gallery necessarily. And so they're doing, throughout the year, there's always a new exhibition. There's art in the hallways and art in the big room. And I talked to a few of the artists that are installing a show that's opening tonight at the Commons. The reception starts at 5 to 7, but check out this little stop in at the Commons. Hey guys, I'm here at the Commons with Mark Del Franco, one of the artists on their group show that's happening tonight. Mark, I see that you are a pointillist painter.
Yes, I'm inspired by kind of that post-impressionist period with Seurat, some of the Harper George, and these are all tiny dots that bring this together. I'm inspired by my walks around town. I kind of focus a little more on the calmer aspects of being in Beacon. So you've got, beach trails, beach scenes, and sitting on the beach. I have a bunch of those, and just the beat longing. I like to pull out abstract images, so you can see a lot of the lines happening.
Oh yeah, it's very graphic,
yeah.
but very detailed. If you don't know what pointillism is, it's like designing with pixels.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I've been doing, I've been showing for about 2 years now. Here was my first show, which I had fun with, and actually got good feedback. And now I'm actually showing at the Red Inn for the summer.
Excellent. Irene Matthews, another painter that's showing tonight. Your work is so colorful, and it's from all over the place. Your inspirations, right?
Yes. This year, it's from my travels.
And where were you traveling?
So I went to the Yucatan in Mexico this winter for the month of February. A friend of mine has a house. She also paints, and another friend that went with me, she paints. We painted the whole time we were down
Oh, what a wonderful way to spend a
there.
vacation.
So very inspiring.
And that's the view from Chalice. I recognize
Also,
them.
Yeah, Provincetown. I also went to Portugal, and this painting's from Portugal.
And they're in different palettes, which I
These
like.
are oils.
Yeah, okay.
This is all watercolors.
Perfect.
Because I had, I did these that one at home.
How long have you been painting?
I've been painting about 12 years.
So kind of a newbie.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm retired.
There you go. Wait till you retire to pick up the brush. Do the things that you want to do now.
If you can.
If you can.
I worked. I was a nurse. I worked like
you didn't have the time.
for years, like taking care of those patients and just always busy. And I couldn't paint. But when I came back here, I felt that I was inspired, and that's what I'm doing.
So Andy, you're from Wellfleet.
Yes.
This was painted in Costa Rica. It's collaboration. And I helped unload this from the truck today. So these pieces are huge, beautiful color, obviously graffiti inspired. What's the word that you used when you're tagging something?
Self-commissioned artwork.
Self-commissioned artwork. You have a lot of different styles that you have going on here. It's amazing work. And how long have you been self-commissioning your own art, but also now you say you're an artist, and you are.
Yeah, I've always felt like I was an artist. I mean, some things I think just call for art on them, and it might not be, legal. So
Sanctioned.
Yeah, sanctioned. So self-commissioned is a softer way of saying that. But yeah, these are all big collaborative works. I have, some pieces that I painted on my own, but this piece in particular is a collaboration with my friend Mael Victory. We created these in a studio in Costa Rica. And I just brought a mix of my work from abstract to more dreamscape, surfscape, these abstract owls. Just a variety of all my work for everyone to enjoy.
Cool. So come on down to the Commons tonight, see this great group show, and check out everything they have at the Commons throughout the summer. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks.
Great. I forgot to mention that the Cody play this week at the Gifford House on Monday at 7 o'clock is going to feature the Center for Coastal Studies. They're working on this script together, so check that out. It's free. I'm going to be there as well. So please welcome Traci Stieber, representing the second Lesbian Visibility Week.
Yes, year two.
Year two, and it's growing, you said.
It is. So we've got another week of planning and events that are starting off. We did something new this year, and we said, let's put a theme around the week. And with the theme for this year, given we've gotten so much pushback around government agencies, et cetera, that are just literally causing us to disappear, our theme this year is visibility overcomes erasure.
Oh.
And it's the whole idea of sometimes
The best
Erase it.
protest you can do is stand and hold your space.
Mhm.
And we hold our spaces in lots of different ways. And so the programming for LVW is around all the ways that we are who we are.
I have a question, like
Yes.
just a philosophical one. Do lesbians want to be visible? Just-
I think we all want to be visible in a certain way. And in fact,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
bring up a really good point, because one of the things that I'd like to drive from here is about a visibility series.
Mhm.
And how do you see everyone who is in their different
How do
spaces?
people want to be seen?
And they,
and-
exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, trans visibility happened last month.
Mhm.
We have lesbian visibility now. How about, you know, non-binary? How about queer?
Mhm,
How
mhm.
about, you know, touching in some of these areas that
Yeah.
all of us aren't aware of, and just raise the fact that we are much more alike than we are different. We all want to
Yeah.
be seen, and we all want to be seen the way we want to be seen.
Right. I just think of lesbians as like they're like in the woods,
Ah!
doing their own thing, they're in control, in power, you know, but no one sees them. And
Well,
that's the
you
way
know,
they want it. I don't know.
and there is definitely a group of us that are
Yeah.
like that. And then there's the group that, hey, we're out there, we're pushing, we want to, you
Yeah.
know, there's the protest, there's the power, there's
Mm.
the, you know, let's bring it into the business space, let's bring it into government, et cetera. So that's also part of what LVW is it's it's kind of a sampler of all the different aspects of
Mhm.
our community and who we are.
I love it.
And there was, so this,
Oh, yes.
which really skeeves me out. We've had this discussion.
Why?
Chicken feathers.
They're not real chicken.
Well, no, they're chicken feathers. But anyway, as a fashion accessory, explain the boa.
So we have every day of the week, we have a little theme on it. Well, Wednesday is called Wellness Wednesday. It is National Vagina Appreciation Day.
Oh.
Who knew it was that? That was a thing. It is.
That's great.
And so part of the programming for Wellness Wednesday, we're going to start off. We have a yoga meditation sound bath kind of wellness sampler that's going on at the UU Church.
Mhm.
And since it's all about the V, we then lead into a body positive discussion and decorating vagina cookies. So the cookies are in the shape of
I think
vaginas.
that's
You can
amazing.
decorate them all the different ways. Katie is going to then do Wellness for the Earth, which is a salt marsh walk later on. And then we round out the day with a special bee plot reading at the Commons, the Vagina Monologues.
Oh, awesome.
And one of the things with the Vagina Monologues is wearing the red boa. So we have boa and bow ties for any of our readers who want to do this. So that's kind of the play for Wednesday. Monday, we start off with Meetup Monday. We have a rally at Town Hall because you want to, you know, this is what a patriot looks like. It's Patriots Day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Patriots don't always have to be, you know, that kind of
Mhm.
stereotypical image. We are all patriots in our own way.
You will all also still be wearing camouflage though, because lesbians are.
Well, you know, plaid.
Just kidding.
Plaid may as well be camouflage.
You know, this is working.
That works for me.
Tuesday, we do Les Network. So we're going to have a financial planning
That's the
workshop.
network I want to be in. I want-
Yeah, it's at the Commons. It's open. We're also looking to do it online with Zoom so that we can, you know, open it up to more folks. We will have a networking, and then town is a group in town is trying to form a Girl Scout troop. So we are going to have an adult Girl Scout reunion at the Shipwreck Lounge. And they're going to be drinks and, you know, sharing memories.
You can
And
sell the vagina cookies that you made the days before. As the,
we're going to sell the vagina. Well, not the cookies that we make at them. Everybody's going to enjoy those, but we are going to sell vagina cookies at the monologues. It's going to be a little vagina bake sale.
I love that.
Yeah. So, and then we go into Thursday. It's more freeform, and we have a whole set of programs at the Gifford, ending with Flinta, which is a Lesbian Bar Project movie, and a Q&A session. Friday is Fun and Fab Friday, and we have feminist stoop reading. We have I'm blanking Shiano. We have Pillow Princesses. Yes, thank you. And we have Les Dance at the Underground. And then Saturday is sport and play.
Okay.
So we can do a little of both.
Like outside, you will be doing sports.
Yeah, well, so last year we did softball.
I saw there was like a game.
But we, the Mata Fields all tore up. And so
Wow.
we're going to go to kickball. And we're going to do it
Okay.
at Jerome Smith. So, you know, we still get that little sporty bit
Right.
in. We got Les Bingo.
Did they already tear up Mata Field?
No.
Well, it's
But
kind of,
it's going to be.
yeah, so we were like,
I
that's
thought you were
not,
talking about the art project's been torn up.
no.
Uh,
And
Just
then
kidding.
we've got the Dapper Dance that DJ Sam's going to be at. We're going to kind of do a little homage to our King community, and come as you are, come as you want to bring yourself. Bring yourself in your finest dapper. I'm going to be there with a little.
I love it, and I think people probably know, but from the beginning of when Provincetown started to become a queer public space, the lesbians have always been pushed to the side. So whereas the gay men kind of made people feel comfortable to be themselves, lesbians never were really given the full publicity. And like, if you see like business ownership over time, like the men just started taking more and more and more.
I think that has to
real
do
issue.
also with socioeconomic issues too, or like traditionally women don't make as much money as men. But like during the AIDS epidemic, the lesbian community and not just the lesbian community, but a lot of people stepped up to sort of take care of the gay men that were sick, who were their friends or whatever. But I think a lot of people are like, oh, why do we have to have this and yet another week and another thing? Because they're trying to push people underground.
Right.
So if you can stand up and be proud for who you are and the way you want to present yourself to the world, and you want to talk, they don't want kids to learn about vaginas in school. They don't want boys to learn what it takes to deal with a woman. Not deal, that's negative. No, I mean, to have the knowledge of a woman's body or whatever. Like, this is all really happening. If you deal with me.
Well, one of the other things too is some of the feedback that we received last year is it's like, well, I don't identify as lesbian. Am I welcome into this non-binary or trans or whatever? And I'm like, if there is an aspect of you that resonates with the female end of the spectrum, that, let's face it, gender as not just a spectrum, it's kind of a multidimensional spectrum. And this is about honoring our lesbian past, which is what kind of brought this event to the forefront, but also looking toward the future and saying, how do we continue in a level of inclusivity across, gender spectrum, across, race and cultural identities, across socioeconomics? How do we lift each other up?
Only the lesbians can do. I mean, they are considering it all, which I love.
Absolutely. And I would be most interested in any kind of feedback folks have. We actually are having an LVW 26 and beyond planning session as part of Thursday to say, what's working, what's not, where do we want to take
You
things
want
from
my
here?
opinion, I should show up.
Absolutely.
But that's an actually forward-thinking thing. Like, because some people get in their head of programming as to what they think people want. And they're like, no, they want this, and they will beat that down. They will like do that thing for 10 years, even though no one is doing that. Like, it's great if you're growing this event and you're growing this week and you're growing this gathering to say, give us feedback, tell me what works, what doesn't work, what should we do, what should we focus on more? So that's fantastic. It's smart.
And start us off right with the potluck on Monday. So come for the rally, come back here for the flag raising at the PBG. And then we have a little sound bath activity that's going on at Radiance, and then off to the potluck, because who does potlucks better than lesbians?
Where's that potluck happening? Or is anyone
Summer
invited?
of Saska.
Oh,
yeah, and there are, go to the website, lvwptown.com. It has some sign-up spaces. We'd appreciate people signing up, because some of these, we just want to know, like, how many pieces of chicken or how big of a casserole do you need to bring?
I need to work on my potluck game, because I never feel like when I go to a potluck that the pots have luck in them for me. It's like, who made that? Who made that?
I know.
Oh,
I want their face next to the pot so I can decide whether or not I want to eat
Or not every lesbian knows how to cook. I am one of them. I'm bringing the plates.
it. Oh, good.
oh, right. Someone's got to do that.
I just bring the Stop and Shop cookies and I put them on a...
That's okay too.
Yeah.
If you're going to a potluck and you contribute, that's all that's asked of you. Don't be that person that shows that, oh, I did it now, I didn't have time. You had time to
I just
stop
want
at the
name
store.
and address, because if I get sick, I'm calling.
Well, and just so you know, the potluck will have, I think, the hot tub open, and I think we're going to have a fire pit.
Is that where you're doing the lobsters? You put the lobsters.
We'll boil something else.
Yeah.
No, it's called a crab boil.
A clam bake.
The clam bake. I was gonna-
Happening.
Okay. So check out the website, which is once again
lvwptown.com. We're also on Instagram and we're putting updates. And many thanks to Sam and Michelle and Jen and Kristen and Katie and Anne. And I can just go on and on forever, but it truly takes a village, and these folks have really leaned in with their time and energy.
Excellent. Well, thank you for coming back on today. Support anything that's going on next week. Hug a lesbian. No,
Yeah, or if they want that.
I would sound like an idiot. If they want that. Thanks a lot for coming on today.
Thank you. Appreciate the time.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And now we're going to take it away to Sean with the weather.
Good morning, guys, and greetings once again from this snowy Colorado wonderland. Yesterday, I was dodging slushy spring melt patches on the ski hill, and today, a full-blown powder day. Praise Uller for another late-season storm. That said, I am just about ready to swap these snow skis for water skis and point myself straight towards P-Town Harbor. And speaking of P-Town, let's talk weather because she is serving main character energy this weekend. Today brings increasing clouds and a breezy afternoon, but temps stay mild around 57. Saturday cranks up the drama with gusts hitting 40 miles per hour and a chance of a rebellious little shower. In the afternoon, though, highs will still flirt with 59. Sunday cools things off, partly sunny and windy with a high near 55. Monday stays breezy and bright, topping out at 51. And by Tuesday, we're back. Partly sunny skies, highs near 59. It's a classic Cape Cod spring forecast, equal parts sunshine, sass, and unpredictability. Now, zooming out to the big picture, and I am very excited to share this, summer's already starting to flirt from the horizon. Long-range forecasts are calling for warmer, drier conditions than usual, which means early beach days, fewer rainouts, and the occasional dramatic thunderstorm, just to remind us all who's boss. Also, point to a summer full of swims, sunsets, and endless shirtless bike rides down Commercial. P-Town's hot girl summer, she's booked, busy, and absolutely bedazzled. And just in case you needed a reminder, First Tea Dance is only 2 weeks away. Yee-haw. That's it for me. Everyone have a fabulous Easter weekend and happy 420. Guys, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Sean. Please welcome Ginny Bender and Lisa King, who have this amazing project that's just about starting up. I want you to tell a little bit more about this because it's fantastic.
Well, I'm delighted to be here. Thank you. And it's interesting following the woman who was before us because I do know something about lesbian visibility given my mother, who was very visible. But the Underrepresented Communities Grant is something that the National Park Service started about 8 or 10 years ago for the fact that the National Register only has buildings of historic significance either associated with a famous event or a famous person or of a certain style, and guess what? It's all white men. So they made this realization that that's why it's called underrepresented communities. It's really about creating the visibility in the built environment of the different types of people who've lived in different places.
Opening fame for other people.
Well, I mean, I call it expanding the definition of significance because the definition of significance in historic preservation in America, and you can doze off because this is really boring, but it really was very distinct architectural style, famous person, historic event, as if places aren't lived experience.
Right.
And so ever since I started this kind of work in 1989, when I was doing the dune shacks and they were going to tear them all down because they weren't significant, I thought, this is crazy. And when this grant came up and a friend who runs the New York City LGBT Visibility Project called me and he said, Binder, why isn't Provincetown applying for this? So I called the compact and I said that not-for-profits are allowed for the first time to apply. Let's do this. And we did, and we got it. And unfortunately, we thought that the Community Preservation Act funds would be available to match the grant. But get this, the Community Preservation Act money can only go to an individual building. Now it's called Community Preservation Act.
Community, yeah.
But, you know, so we were disqualified from that. So any donations we can get to help us with the work would be great. But we did get the Park Service money. God willing, it won't be pulled. Other people I know
on
the historic district in town and any LGBT residents or people of prominence who are LGBTQ in the community. So like this building as an example is perfect, right? You've got Roz and Phyllis. You've had the transition in time over other people staying or living in this building who were of historic prominence to the community. So in our list, because we ultimately end up with a list of buildings that are within the historic district, although if you have information about buildings that aren't in the historic district, we want to collect that too, because we might as well make this as comprehensive as we can.
Sure.
So Lisa's our main researcher. My title is senior, goes with my age, senior preservation specialist. And so I'm running the project, but I'm delighted that Lisa's working with me. And what we're going to be doing is actually breaking things into themes based on the address, based on who the person was that you want to honor or recommend. And then remember that the period of significance ends in 2000. And it was a fight that Kenny and the New York City people had, because the Park Service didn't like that it was so recent, but the protease inhibitor came in 2000. And that's really, we called that our finite date, because that's when things really started to turn back.
Right, you weren't seeing people die on a daily basis. You were like,
we turned it from a plague to a chronic illness.
Right.
So we felt that was an important threshold. And for Provincetown, that date matters a lot, because so much happened, as you said earlier, about how women took over with helping the men. And Jay and I met doing something called People with AIDS Coalition in 1987. So there's a lot of crossover with the work, and we know that there are people out there who have stories to tell. Or
I like that element of you opening it up to the community to put their input, because one thing that I run into, because I work with history in my own way, but like there are these people that, well, I found and I know this, and it's like there's no access to those documents for everyone. And I think that it could be a particularly queer experience if you involve everyone, and we can change how history is done, because history is not just someone's book that they found and that they only have access to.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, this won't end with our report to the Mass Historical. That'll go up to the chain. It'll start us being able to do walking tours and really create the kind of
the market
visibility.
Is already saturated. I'm sorry.
You can lead it. I mean, the Bloomberg Foundation have the money to give for apps. So people can choose, I want to walk through gay Provincetown in 1940, and you'll have a walking tour of that.
It's fantastic that we want to honor the history. And Lisa King, if you don't know, her Facebook page is My Grandfather's Provincetown. This woman who I've always followed, but I just recently had the pleasure of seeing one of her lectures, or her first one that she did up at the Council on Aging. I know you're doing another one on May 5th, but encyclopedic knowledge of all aspects of history in this area. And she has photos to talk about sharing resources. People give her photos and she's like, oh, send me a photo if it's a field, because I can link that to a historical thing. And it's such a deep dive. And you are part of this project because of your knowledge and stuff. And you're getting some pushback from certain people that are like, oh, now the gays are taking over our history kind of thing. Like, really? Like,
it's so one-sided, because to say that is so wrong, because the gays have been part of our history.
Yeah, of course.
We have documentation going back to 1840 of gay people in this town. It went back even beyond.
Well, they've always been around.
And just that mentality, it's just a block to any progress that we need to make. I really think and believe that this project is important, especially to the Provincetown community, because there's always been this rejection of the third community in this town. And it's so unfair. All the different communities have given different things to this town to make it a whole. And every single one needs to be recognized, because it would not be Provincetown any other way.
And you're talking about the Portuguese community, the artistic community, and the LGBTQ plus community. And it's the irony is, and I've been reading the posts and the things saying, it should only be the Portuguese and artists. Like, did you not think? Newsflash, there may have been some gay artists in that thing, and some gay Portuguese people. And as we see the tide of what the government, this current government, is trying to do is erase people, erase history, erase talking about it and stuff. So an effort like this is important, and you should, your grandfather would be proud to know that the guy that he lived next door to, or the woman he lived next door to, who was a contributor to what made this town, was being recognized, not honored. There's not going to be a statue of them. It's just recognized that they lived here and they contributed, and that's what this is about.
On the note of like the government changing and everything, is there a way that a group that wants to prop up a different theme in history, like people of color or something like that, is there still that avenue to access the funding that you have? Because I know Juneteenth would probably want to do something like this.
Well, I mean, the underrepresented communities grant isn't just for gay people.
Right.
It's also BIPOC. It's also Native American. It's also,
so they can apply for
marginal. Yes, but who knows in this administration?
Yeah.
But yes, this is a program that's well established. The Compact won this grant. The round was in 23. And there was only one other LGBT community, and that's out in Oregon.
Wow.
And so, I mean, they do try to diversify. There were 12 altogether, but 2 of them were LGBT. So yes, it is something, and I think it's on the government. It honors us within the government to have our presence felt. To expand the definition of significance is not to diminish the significance of another.
Correct.
It's just to be more inclusive, and these are stories that people want to hear. It has much more to do than the physical fabric, what color are your shingles, and what and what style is your building, because it's about the lived experience of place. So I mean, we're delighted.
Well, I want to add one thing. The pushback that I received, which I'm still receiving, I'm fine. I have broad shoulders. I guarantee you.
It was like 2 people though. He went.
Like 95% of the people agree with this project and are supportive. It's that loud few that just go on and on, repeating the same arguments and then calling names when they don't have an argument to back their story up. It's just.
And please go see at the COA, Council on Aging, your next thing on May 5th, because what time is it at?
It's at 10 a.m. and I have Massasoit's 15th great grandson coming. They have started a project for the Native Americans on the Cape. I found out that Provincetown's native name is Noshawn. And so I had Mishon at my thing. Simeon Deo misspelled it or mispronounced.
I'm gonna have to change that in my tour now.
I think I do it. So it's Noshawn and not Mishon.
Naushon.
Does it still
and
mean
now
where
I'm
they're
going to see a store pop up with the name or a t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
This is what happened when I did Helltown. Everybody had a store and a t-shirt saying Helltown.
Well, what's the theme of the show on May 5th?
The theme of the show, I work on, I'm going to talk about the Portland Gale, which was in 1898 that decimated the fishing industry and wrecked 31 wharves. I have pictures that I have found that's the most comprehensive.
Of dead people in the wreck?
No,
just kidding.
Damage on the shore, on the back shore. These pictures have never been seen, and just various stories. I love stories, and then I put up pictures in between, and I have a lot of pictures that haven't even been seen.
I know that's okay. Like she's like, and no one has seen this photo. You're like,
no.
Like, and it's
well, I hold different collections from town. I have the John Gregory collection. I have the Ross Moffat collection. I have George Bryant's collection
of photos. Or other things.
Photos, glass plate negatives. I have George's handwritten documents. Amazing. Just, I go home and boxes are on my doorstep. I'm like, how did this person know where I live? It's kind of creepy. But I have literally a room of stuff that, and Ginny's helping me to maybe get organized.
Someone helping organizing it.
Absolutely.
I want to get involved in that. Yeah.
Well, don't offer if you, because I will call you.
So,
I will call.
Okay. So we have a QR code. It's for the Compact if you want to support it or check out the Compact. Also, if they have a story they want to name, they want to put in this to be researched. they should reach out to cfox666 at Gmail. Can you do that on the screen? cfox666 at Gmail. Right.
Yep.
Yeah. And also, Lisa's going to be doing presentations up at the monument this year, I believe.
I'm going to be at the monument June 3rd to kick off there on the Hill.
Lecture series.
Lecture series. I believe it's like local people coming in and talking about what interests them and presentations, and it's very exciting.
If you're a young person, you think this doesn't interest, like, they're talking about old dry, blah, 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 like, go see it because you will be entertained, you will be fascinated. It's know the history of where you live because we're all part of that history, and we should have the knowledge of it before we just go off into our little phones and not pay attention to anything.
But also history constructs the reality that we're in. So if we
Well, and
forget
Wendell-
that, then we
and-
lose,
Wendell Berry says you can't know who you are if you don't know where you are.
Correct.
So all of this is definitional to place. And I'm glad that my friend Ken told us about this grant. I'm glad that he said the Park Service wanted to know why we weren't stepping up. And I'm delighted to be doing this work. So please do help us.
Yes.
I would like to say one more thing.
Yeah.
Time is of the essence on this project because of the state of our government. So please work on this as soon as you can and get the information to us so that we can get it to Ginny. Ginny can put it into the macro.
we submit ourselves as a person of importance.
No.
Well, it's just we need to get it done before they pull.
I know.
Yeah.
everything.
So
And
it's
that's
cfox666 at Gmail. Reach out to Lisa King on my grandfather's Provincetown. Maybe not reach out, but check out this Facebook page. It's fantastic. Did we cover everything as far as this project goes?
Yes.
Fantastic. I want to give a special thank you to Priscilla Roja as being a supporter of the show. If you want to just be a personal supporter, you can send us a Wake Up in P-Town Gmail, or you can hit us up at PayPal at Wake Up in Provincetown on our PayPal. And now we're going to go to our sponsors, the Crown and Anchor, the Boat Slip, Provincetown Inn, Provincetown Brewing Company, Provincetown Business Guild, PTV, and P-Town Tourism. This has been a great show because
Thank you
this
so much.
history stuff
Yeah.
has been fantastic.
What you're doing is really important.
Yeah. So thank you all for watching, and check us out next week. Thanks for waking up in Provincetown, wherever you are. Thanks a lot, guys.
Can I have some coffee?
Wake up, wake up.
Make it strong, please. Hey! Ho! Hey!
Wake up, wake up.
Oh. No, really, can I have some coffee?
Wake up, wake up.